Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Dream Hypothesis. Today, we're going to be talking about a really interesting topic, lucid dreaming. Now, most of you have probably heard about lucid dreaming at this point, but for those who haven't, let me explain. Lucid dreaming is the act of being aware that you are in a dream while you're still in the dream. This means you can actively participate in the dream and even control it to some extent. The thing about lucid dreaming is that it's usually seen as that goal that many people want to have in dreams. They want to be able to be lucid 100% of the time. And even when you can be lucid 100% of the time, I'm going to tell you from experience that being lucid 100% of the time isn't always the best. Or maybe not lucid, it's not the right word for this. Being in control 100% of the time isn't always the best. That's more what I'm trying to say. You see, if you think about your subconscious, the part of your brain that's making up these dreams, as some sort of director, movie or video game director, and you, the conscious part of your brain, as the player or watcher of the movie, consumer of the media, it's basically like you're playing a video game, let's say Call of Duty, Halo, Elden Ring, or something like that, and you unlock creative mode. It'll be fun for a couple minutes. Maybe a few hours, maybe a couple of times, but you'll quickly get bored of essentially being in Minecraft creative mode all the time. And you'll be missing out on any story that your dream has, essentially. So what I tend to do is, once I realize I'm in a dream, most of the times I tend to go with the dream, but adding my own special twist whenever I can. For example, I had a dream where I was in the My Hero universe, but it wasn't in Japan. It was a separate school somewhere else in the world. And in this dream, I essentially was given a quirk or superpowers, for those of you who don't know. And I enjoyed this quirk, but since I was lucid, I could put my own creative spins on this quirk. Essentially, this quirk allowed me to control force applied. In a way to explain it is, Newton says that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. And when thinking about force, that means that if you were to punch a wall with 10 pounds of force, the wall is technically punching you too with 10 pounds of force. Well, what my quirk allowed me to do is essentially control the recoil part of that, essentially. So if someone punched me with 10 pounds of force, I can make it so they punch themselves for 20 pounds of force. Or if I punch someone with 10 pounds of force, I can make it so I was punching them for 20 pounds of force without taking any recoil. It was a very interesting quirk. And on paper, it doesn't seem that strong, but in practice, oof. And that's what being lucid in this dream allowed me to do. It allowed me to apply that quirk that the dream had given me in creative ways. And a lot of people want to achieve lucid dreaming for obvious reasons. They want to be in control of what they're dreaming, or at least be aware that they're dreaming, so they can actually take actions that they feel are more like them. Sorry if you hear any jingle jangles in the background. That's my cat walking around being a little stinko and not staying in one place like I thought she was gonna do. But anyways, the part of the video that everybody wants to know is, how do you achieve lucid dreaming? Well, lucid dreaming can be a bit tricky to get it the first time around and get it consistently, but I feel like there is definitely some easy ways. Well, not easy, but consistent ways to get it down. A few tips is the classic tips that people talk about is to keep a dream journal. As you write down what happens in your dreams, you can essentially see a pattern of what happens in your dreams and recognize when you're dreaming based on what's written down. Another thing you could do is while you're awake and walking around, you could do what's called reality checks. Essentially be like, am I in a dream? And once you realize, no, I'm not in a dream, this is real life. If you do it enough times, when you're in a dream, you're gonna just do it automatically, sorry. And you're gonna be like, oh yes, I am in a dream, look at that. Many of the key ways that I like to see that I'm in a dream is architecture's inconsistent in a dream. For example, in real life, when you're in a room that's a box, that means you got 4 walls, 1 roof, and 1 floor. It'll always be 4 walls, 1 roof, and a floor unless some catastrophe happens. Well, in a dream, that box could open up and it stops being a 4-wall floor and ceiling kind of thing. It starts being, I don't know, 5 walls, 6 walls, or even open floor plan. Opens up into a jungle or a darkness, evil, that kind of stuff. That's one of the consistent ways to tell that you're in a dream. Geometry is not consistent. Also, people say that you can't read in a dream. You definitely can read in a dream. You definitely can. The problem is that the second time you try to read what you read the first time might not be the same thing. Words change. There are definitely words in dreams, I can tell you that much. But whether they stay consistently the same words, that's a different story. That's why analog clocks don't work in dreams. They just don't seem. You can't read them. They don't work. They don't function. But digital clocks can. Like you can look at a digital clock in a dream and be like, oh, it's 3:20, and then look back at it and it's gonna say 10:50 or 6:80 or whatever. So it doesn't really matter. I know 6:80 is not a time you can actually achieve. It's a dream. It could say anything. Another cool trick to consistently be able to dream is before you go to sleep. As you're falling asleep, you need to visualize yourself in a dreamscape scenario. It's kind of funny because usually what happens is, let's say I'm visualizing myself playing a video game like Overwatch, for example. Although I haven't played that one in quite a while, so that's a horrible example. But let's say I'm visualizing myself playing Overwatch, and as I fall asleep, the first thing my subconscious pops up is Overwatch. So the second I see myself playing Overwatch, I'd be like, oh, this is a dream, because I wouldn't be playing Overwatch, because I actually wouldn't be playing Overwatch. Ever since they removed my boy McCree and replaced him with that changeling named Cassidy. But yeah, that's one way you can figure out. Yeah, one way you can achieve lucid dreaming. Another thing is that I would like you guys to know is, don't activating God mode in your dreams like 2 or 3 times is really fun, but stop it after a while. Trust me. Just let the dream go on. Just keep that in your pocket. Just keep it in your pocket. Like, think about it like really powerful characters in fiction. They're not always stretching their muscles, destroying everything, or showing off. They're keeping it in their pocket that they got that trump card. Trust me. It makes it a lot more cool, entertaining. If you think about your dream as if you're watching a movie or a TV show or playing a video game, it's a lot more cool, entertaining when you keep that trump card until the last second, and then when, I don't know, a monster or something comes up and attacks you, you pull out, oh, I actually have God mode, and you one punch man them. That's always really fun and interesting. But another key thing to figure out what you're dreaming is, this one's very obvious, but most people don't figure out when they dream at this point is if you see a dragon, a dinosaur, a griffin, if you see some impossible form of architecture, flying a castle in the sky, uh, Atlantis in space, rockets, something like that. The fact that you don't make the connection you're dreaming at that point is probably is one of the most fascinating things about dreams. Um, that dreams are so geometry, time, lighting, uh, temperature, if you can feel temperature in your dream, are all inconsistent in your dream. And since it's always inconsistent, it is consistent that it is inconsistent. I don't know if that makes sense, but that makes you feel like it's natural. The things that are going around are natural in your dream, and you don't figure out that you're dreaming for a while because inconsistency is natural in your dream. I don't know if that makes sense. But once you're finally able to point out those inconsistencies, you'll quickly figure out you're in a dream, and then from there you can decide what you want to do, whether you want to, I don't know, go off and do something else. But yeah, I'm gonna close off this video because now I'm rambling. But thank you for watching. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed learning about lucid dreaming, how to achieve it. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. And thanks for watching. Oh, and before I leave, I think I'll make next video about dreams where you have a superpower ability and suddenly lose the ability to use that superpower ability. That's very interesting. Or maybe the ones where you have imposter syndrome. Both of those are interesting. I don't know which one to pick. You'll know if you see the next video.